Hi, welcome to Laura Does Maths. Today I'm going to talk you through how to use the student end of MathsWatch. This is again another really fantastic resource that sometimes schools purchase, and if your school is able to set work for your child on MathsWatch, then that's really great, and you've got lots and lots of resources here to help you out, as well as help your child out. Okay, so I'll talk you through kind of very basic things, and then I'll show you some sneaky things that you might not have realised that you can do. So as you log in, you're going to get something like this. Okay, any work that is due will appear up here, and it will tell you to try and complete it. It will tell you how long it is until it's due, and you can also look at the particular homework and just see, right, okay, what's the assigned date, what's the due date down there. Okay, so we're doing trigonometry. Let's have a little look at what that looks like. So it'll come something like this. Now, this teacher has set questions from multiple clips. They might just set from one clip, or they might set from several. So the thing to be really careful of, as you're going through the questions, you might realise that actually, I'm finding this a bit difficult, and then the video at the bottom will change. So if on this one it's just standard trigonometry, you're going to get clip 168 trigonometry. Or if you click through, you're going to get, oh, that's still trigonometry, but then it's suddenly going to get a bit more complicated, and we're going to be using the sine rule. So just keep an eye on those. They're different skills. You can always go back to the assigned work and just have a little look and say, right, okay, I know there are 4 clips, so I might be needing to have a look at those clips. Any information from your teacher will appear here, so they can type things to you. So they might say, oh, try this, or do this first, or you might want to make notes on things. So all the information will come in this bit here. Okay, a few things that I really recommend you do, especially if you're working from home. First thing is print all the questions. Now, sometimes people don't know that that button is available. So print these. You can then write out all of your working out, and then this can get stuck in your book if you want a bit of a record of the homework that you've done. And then also, if you're finding it difficult, you might be able to then show your teacher your method. So that might really, really help kind of troubleshoot anything you're finding a bit difficult. Okay, so let's have a look at this first question. Now, it's a bit of trigonometry. I need to find the length of the side AB, give my answer to 1 decimal place. So I've had a go, and I've put my answer in, and it's coming up and saying, oh, I've got some incorrect answers. So what's really great with MathsWatch is that you can put an answer in, and then it will tell the teacher that you have attempted that, and your teacher will be able to see what your answer is. And in this case, the teacher's come through and said, oh, actually, I think you may be working out this side rather than that side. So we can say, okay, miss, thank you, and have a little look at trying that again. So what have we got? Oh, I want side AB, so let's do 12 cos 62. Okay, this is a much smaller answer. Let's see if it works. 5.6c. Oh, 1 decimal place, 5.6. Okay, and it's gone green, and I have answered that correctly. So what's really nice is that this question now goes green, so you know you've done it, and it tells you how far you are through your homework. So that's really, really helpful to kind of know what your progress is. Okay, so that's kind of how the basic assignments work. You need to type into here. Just keep an eye on things like whether you want 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places. There are some where you need to type into a box. I don't think I've got any in here that do method in box. But with those ones, just try and keep your workings as neat as possible. And if you're not sure, you can always maybe send your teacher an email, and they'll be able to go through and look at exactly what working out you're doing. Okay, we can go back to our overview and see that I've finished 1 question, but I've still got a few videos that I might want to be looking at. Okay, so I hope that helps with kind of like assigned work. If, however, you want to do, oh, it's quite nice, so it gives you a homework average and also test average, so you can do tests via this. You'll see in this bit here it says type, whether it's homework or a test. I'd imagine the majority of things that will be set are homeworks, but if it is a test, just be aware it could be timed. And also, you only get 1 attempt at putting in each answer. Also, with the homeworks, which I think is quite new, is that MathsWatch are now limiting you. So if it's a multiple choice question, you can only have 1 go at answering it. Just so you know. So make sure you're really, really confident before answering that. Okay, so that's kind of things that have been set for you. Let's have a little look in my progress, first of all. So this is really useful. Now, it's going to tell you information about what you've watched, questions that you've answered, any skills that you've got, and any skills that you've mastered. Okay, so if you've mastered it, you've done all the interactive questions. If you've acquired it, you've done quite a lot of the interactive questions. When we look into the videos in a second, you'll be able to see that the questions have different levels, and there are lots of information down here. So these are all the clips, so you could kind of see what bits we could be doing. Now, really nice, you can look for videos. It's pretty easier to do it through here. So if you want to see a particular video, even if your teacher hasn't set it, just make sure you're in the right qualification, so GCSE, Key Stage 3 or AS level. New bits of the AS has been added all the time, which is fantastic. Higher or foundation, and then think about what grade you want. You might want to put that in, or you might want to think about topics. So maybe I want to do algebra today. Or you could even just type in and say, okay, let's do equations and see what I get. So I get lots of information about equations here. And there's lots of different methods. So let's do forming formulae and equations. You get a lovely clip that you can watch, which is really helpful. That's 7 minutes. There's also this 1 minute maths version, which is really nice, especially if you're on a bit of a time constraint, or you think, you know what, I feel like I'm really, really confident, but I just want to check. The 1 minute maths is really helpful. So you might want to just have a little look through it, go, yeah, I understand it, that's cool. Or if you watch it and you go, I really don't get that, then you can watch the full version. From this, you can get into the interactive questions. So this is like what the teacher had set before. So lots of questions here that you can see. Some of them have hints, which is quite nice. Or you can also click on this thing here, which is really helpful. Now that will give you a worksheet. Now, as far as I can tell, these questions are not the same as the questions in the video, or the same as questions in the interactive questions. So that might be some really nice extra practice if you're looking for a bit more help on certain areas. Okay, so now let's have a little look at extras. This might be really helpful for you. So the student guide will just kind of talk you through everything that MathsWatch can do. So if you really want to do a particular thing, I would recommend downloading that and having a little look. Shortcuts for answering questions, that's when you're typing in things like fractions or powers. That's really, really helpful, so it'll make you really fast as you do that. Otherwise, you can look at the little plus, which is in the answer box. If I go back to the answer box and just show you where that plus is, that might help. Oh, I've done that one. There we go, here's the plus. So if you want any more information here, you can say, right, I want a fraction or I want a power, but there are also shortcuts for those as well. Graph paper is always useful to print some of that out, and then they have got some really fantastic advice tutorials. Now, one of the things that I find happens all the time as a teacher is that I always get emails saying, Miss, I forgot my password, I don't know what to do. Now, you can't reset your password through MathsWatch, you have to talk to your teacher directly. So I would recommend just asking them, and they'll probably just reset it to something. So you could either say, can you please make my password, and then change it again? Or they might just have a particular password that they reset it to. I know my school do. Okay, and then obviously a bit more information about mixed numbers, fractions, and construction tools as well. So if you're doing these particular tasks, it is always worth having a look at a tutorial, just to make sure you're really confident with that. Okay, I think that kind of covers MathsWatch. I think it's an absolutely brilliant resource. There's so much on here. The AS stuff has been added literally by the day. Yeah, I think it's really, really great. So if your school has it and they're setting work for your children on it, it's brilliant to use. And I really, really I have to say, this comment feature, I think is fantastic, that the teachers can kind of have a chat and say, well, try this. And you can also talk back. Now, obviously, you can't ask a question until the teacher has commented on it. So you might need to just prompt the teacher and say, oh, I'm really struggling on question 4. Could you have a look at my answer? And then they might be able to help out on that. I think that's just to stop lots and lots of comments. But no, I think it's brilliant. And then lots and lots of practice to do. So remember, you can do practice stuff in the videos. You can practice stuff via printing out the interactive questions. You can also do the interactive questions. And then there's also that extra bit that says worksheet, which is when you're in videos, which you can sneak in. So that's more questions there for your help. And also 1 minute's maths videos if you just want to have a quick refresher. Okay, so I really, really hope that helps. And if you have any more questions on how to use MathsWatch, please let me know in the comments. Or you can email inquiries@laura-does-maths.co.uk. Bye.